Peace and blessings, beloved. Come here to be educated, empowered, enlightened, inspired, motivated, and challenged to be critical and independent thinkers. Let's get to it.
Yeah, believe in yourself. Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Believe in yourself. Yeah. Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Who else gon' believe in you? Believe in yourself. Health is wealth.
Peace and blessings, beloved. I pray all is well with you and yours. Welcome to the Life LessonsU Series. Derek Rose Believe in Yourself edition Postscript. And so in keeping with the theme of perseverance and value, let's take a look at a few Bible verses that highlight the importance of controlling your environment. Environment meaning the people that you surround yourself with, the places that you find yourself in, and the situations that you put yourself in. Romans 16:17. I appeal to you, brothers, to watch out for those who cause divisions and create obstacles contrary to the doctrine that you have been taught. Avoid them. Translation. Watch out for anyone that seeks to cause division and create obstacles that are not tied to godliness. And then secularly, watch out for anybody that's going to cause an obstacle, an avoidable obstacle, unnecessary obstacle, to get in the way of you and the goal that you have set for yourself. 1 Corinthians 5:11-13. But now I am writing to you not to associate with anyone who bears the name of brother if he is guilty of sexual immorality or greed, or is an idolater, reviler, drunkard, or swindler, not even to eat with such a one. For what have I to do with judging others? For what have I to do with judging outsiders? Is it not those inside the church whom you are to judge? God judges those outside. Purge the evil person from among you. Translation. Clearly this message is for believers, and Paul is talking about not worrying about those who aren't believers, but focusing on the body of Christ. This message has application to everyone. Think about a team or a family unit or any unified sect, unified group that has a common goal. If you allow one weak link to break that chain, then that chain is broken and it does not serve its purpose. And so remove all weak links from that chain, from that unit, from that organization, from that church, from that body, from that family. 1 Corinthians 15:33. Do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals. And so if you keep the wrong type of people around you while you're trying to live a righteous life, you're definitely going to stumble and you will not accomplish that goal. That is certainly the case. And this is because we are who we surround ourselves with, or more accurately, we become who we surround ourselves with. So people rub off on you. You heard that term before, rubbing off on somebody. It's because it's natural, it's biological for us to adopt the ways of those who we have a connection with. So your bad habits will soon become my bad habits. This can be a gradual or immediate process. 1 John 2:15-17. Do not love the world or the things in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the desires of the flesh and the desires of the eyes and pride and possessions, is not from the Father, but is from the world. And the world is passing away along with its desires, but whoever does the will of God abides forever. And so basically this message, again, is for believers, but the general message is this: be careful what you commit your time and your life to. Always keep the proper perspective on things so that you don't waste your time and your energy and your spiritual growth on the wrong things, because you don't want to invite the wrong spirits into your life. You don't want to adopt the wrong habits, because that'll lead you down a rabbit hole that you'll soon find as difficult to get out, if possible at all. 1 John 4:1, Beloved, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God, for many false prophets have gone out into the world. So the general message here is to not just believe people or take them at their word. Do your own research, do your own due diligence, study to show yourself approved and not depend on other people's teachings. Whatever I share with you, look it up, research it, find it for yourself. Don't just take my word. Of course, support, show love, but don't just stop there. 2 Corinthians 6:14, do not be 2 Corinthians 6:14, do not be unequally yoked with unbelievers. For what partnership has righteousness with lawlessness? Or what fellowship has light with darkness? Translation, you shouldn't be attracted to people who do not share your character, morality, or values. Simply put, because they will cause you to make a decision that you wouldn't ordinarily make. They will cause you to stumble. Absolutely. Either intentionally or unintentionally, on your part or their part. But it just behooves us to remove them from our circle as to not tempt us. Now we command you, brothers, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that you keep away from any brother who is walking in idleness and not in accord with the tradition that you received from us. Translation, keep away from anyone who is not living or seeking to live a godly life. Anybody who desires to continue living in sin should not be in your circle. Again, you can love them from afar, but you should keep them out of your inner circle. They will doom you. Simply put. Ephesians 4:29, let no corrupting talk come out of your mouths, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear. Watch how you talk to others. Watch how you talk to yourself. And watch how others talk to you. Proverbs 13:10, whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. Think about it like this. Who do you spend time with? Who do you interact with? Who do you share your thoughts with? With whom do you engage in a given activity? All of these things matter. The more time you spend with people, the more you adopt their ways, the more you adapt to their ways of thinking, to their ways of seeing the world. And again, you want to be able to control that for yourself. Not saying that you want to control other people. That's a different topic. But you definitely want to control yourself and not be easily swayed or manipulated by an outside force. Proverbs 14:6-7. A scoffer seeks wisdom in vain, but knowledge is easy for a man of understanding. Leave the presence of a fool, for there you do not meet words of knowledge. So think about it like this. The fool, the scoffer, seeks wisdom for all the wrong reasons. Selfish motivation. The fool wants power, he wants possession, he wants money, he wants access, he wants privilege. And in doing this, and in wanting this, and in desiring this, he will always lead you astray, because he will have you compromise your integrity and your already established values. Because if you have righteous values, none of those things will yield you power, possessions, money, and access in the way that he wants it to be done. He'll take any shortcut that he can. He'll manipulate, walk over people, take advantage of people do whatever that needs to be done to be the path of least resistance. Proverbs 15:31. The ear that listens to life-giving reproof will dwell among the wise. So he who is able to accept constructive feedback, discipline, and correction is considered wise. And in order to do this, you have to let go of your ego, of your pride, and recognize that true progress only comes when one is humble. So it is in our best interest to enter into any situation with humility so that we can properly observe our surroundings and learn what needs to be learned, glean what needs to be gleaned, reject what needs to be rejected, and keep it moving. Proverbs 17:17. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. So you think about it. And of course, we know that when we use terminology like brethren or man, we're talking about mankind. We're talking about male and female, unless the Bible specifically points out that it's referring to a man or a woman. And so you think about adversity, we're talking about tough times, we're talking about trials, any period of turmoil or tumult that you might encounter. You need somebody who's going to be loyal to you, who's going to be committed, who's going to show an unconditional type of love. And love doesn't just mean niceties and a pat on the back. It means correcting you when you need to be corrected, having unpleasant conversation when that needs to take place, doing whatever needs to be done that's in the best interest of you. And so that's who you need to have in your circle. Proverbs 22:24 and 25. Make no friendship with a man given to anger, nor go with a wrathful man, lest you learn his ways and entangle yourself in a snare. Do not befriend anyone who is not in control of their anger, or for that matter, do not befriend anyone who's not in control of their emotions or their mental state or their physical state, meaning that what? They're prone to violence or fits of rage or outbursts or just anything that's unconstructive and unproductive. You don't want them in your presence because they're unpredictable, and you want people who are predictable. You know, I used to think that being predictable was necessarily a bad thing, but I had to learn through wisdom and maturity that being predictable is a great thing. Absolutely. It speaks to a discipline. It speaks to a consistency. It speaks to a level of focus. And of course, there's always room for being spontaneous whenever the situation calls for it, but to be predictable is a great thing. Embrace that. Proverbs 25:26. Like a muddied spring or polluted fountain is a righteous man who gives way before the wicked. So be careful not to sabotage your own productivity and progress by giving in to an emotionally, physically, or spiritually unhealthy desire or action. And that could also be an individual as well. So just don't set yourself up for failure. There's already enough external or extenuating factors that will be in your way for you to not add any other issues. Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. So think about this. If your friends or your loved ones aren't adding value to your life, if they aren't leading to your improvement, if they aren't leading to your progress, then they no longer need to be a part of your life. Now again, you can love them from a distance. You can pray for them. You can encourage them. You can do all of those things that you would ordinarily do, but from a distance. Because you have to guard yourself. You have to guard your spirit. You have to be very selfish in that way, because you are going to be called to account for everything that you do. Psalm 1:1-4. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water that yields its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither. In all that he does, he prospers. The wicked are not so, but are like chaff that the wind drives away. So here we have the psalmist talking about blessed, he who is blessed. And so you think about it like this. Blessed is he who is careful about who he associates with. Blessed is he who is serious about the type of life that he leads. And that life should be led with discipline, focus, direction, and purpose. Psalm 26, 4 and 5. I do not sit with men of falsehood, nor do I consort with hypocrites. I hate the assembly of evildoers, and I will not sit with the wicked. Translation: do not engage with liars, manipulators, profane individuals, abusers, or those who lack mental, physical, and emotional control. Again, these individuals will rub off on you or put you in a precarious position that will fall out of your control very fast and could land you into all types of dire situations: criminality, violence, injury, death of someone. Any of those things is possible. People might laugh at that or shrug it off, but trust me, there are plenty of people in the penitentiary, in the hospital, or who have been affected that will tell you this is absolutely true. Romans 16:17. I appeal to you, brothers, to watch out for those who cause divisions and create obstacles contrary to the doctrine that you have been taught. Avoid them. So very clearly, watch out for anyone who causes division and creates obstacles in your life. Trust me, life brings its own set of obstacles that just happen because we exist. We don't want to add unnecessary drama or issues or problems.
I'm good, health is wealth.
Pinterest, Tumblr, and Patreon, all under LUSU Media Group. And as always, you can get in-depth content on Patreon once you subscribe. Also, check out our LUSU Designs lifestyle apparel, which you can now purchase online. See the description for the links. And last but certainly not least, shout out all my sponsors for their support. Definitely appreciate the love on there, and their info is also below in the description. Alright family, until next time, be blessed.